It's essentially a group that was, as you said, started by people like Bill Kristol, people who have been leading neocons from both political parties, CIA officials, the people who basically have been disseminating disinformation throughout the entire war on terror, the least reliable, most warmongering people in Washington. And they said that their purpose of their group was to combat disinformation and the attack on the American democracy by Russia and other groups. And their main kind of feature was that they would have this dashboard called Hamilton 68 that purported to track the activity of Russian influencers on Twitter by tracking 600 accounts. Nobody knows which accounts they've designated as influence of Russia. They're not necessarily Russian. They're just people who, in the eyes of Bill Kristol and his friends, are people who espouse Russia or pro-Russia themes, and they just constantly make claims about what Russia is doing on Twitter that the U.S. media, in the most shocking way, uncritically ingests and puts into their headlines as fact about what Russia is doing.
So they're basically running their own propaganda campaign purportedly designed to combat propaganda. What's the agenda behind this? I'm a little confused by it.
It's twofold. One is these are the people who have actually been obsessed with the idea that we should be at war with Russia for forever. Back in 2008, when the president of Georgia attacked two provinces that viewed themselves as more aligned with Russia, and the Russians went and confronted the Georgian government about it, people like John McCain and Marco Rubio and that whole neocon crowd, Bill Kristol, were essentially calling for NATO to go to war with Russia over Georgia. They've been obsessed with Russia forever and have wanted the reinvigoration of a new Cold War. That's part of it. And then the second part is domestic, which is that whatever views they dislike, namely on the left wing of the party that's anti-imperialism and anti-war, the left wing of the Democratic Party, or the kind of isolationist, paleo-conservative wing or libertarian wing of the Republican Party, they want to smear as being aligned with the Kremlin. So whatever views are on the right wing of the party, like release the memo, or on the left wing of the party, like, you know, anything relating to Bernie Sanders, they'll just declare to be a theme of Russia and then accuse everybody who advocates it, Americans who advocated on Twitter, of being part of a Kremlin disinformation campaign.
You and I are on different sides, and we both had that happen to us, so we know firsthand. Thank you, Glenn, for that.